This is assault, sexual assault and battery. That's impossible light activity because headlights. This is far on the opposite side. This is 602A North Euclid Avenue, where the African-American female, the people of the state, engaged in assault with a deadly weapon after her license plate was captured. And the Ontario International Airport, gang stalking behind the Bethel Church, flying over the entity engaged in what is assault and battery behind this church as well at the Ontario Veterinary Hospital. This is where the Ontario police are gang stalking for over an hour by helicopter. This is where the people of the state are sharing in that sex offense. You're looking at more than one shadow. That's not caused by headlights either. Neither are headlights reaching that manner. This is one vehicle after another crossing paths with my person. And what is this engineer light? You see the shadow of their vehicles. This is demonic activity, and they each represent a co-conspirator of murder, including the city of Ontario, including those under the age of majority. They're walking all in engineer light. This is gang stalking and furtherance of murder with the government, the entity that's doing so under the fake moon. This is a satanic ritual, and this is what they did, calling it nothing other than a Christmas light parade, where they were doing the exact same thing in the exact same impossible light activity. This is P.O.C. Crossing path, crossing path, crossing path, crossing path, crossing path, crossing path, all in impossible light. It's demonic, and those are demons. Okay, and those are demons, and they're targeting together. All of them are targeting together, and it's mental illness that is shared by a population that give birth to demon-possessed children, engaging criminal activity with demon-possessed children, and engaging it with that impunity. That impunity is relevant to what is the necessity of martial law. This is the attitude that they'll maintain in federal court as well while they're being prosecuted, waving high and smiling as though there are no consequences. This is the entity that is monitoring the evidence, knows very well, communicates a threat to engage in what is kidnapping upon violating no law, engages in what it's, those are the same demons that call the Ontario police, criminal summoning while they're gang stalking me together, making up information about why the entity needs to conduct a kidnapping, needs to harass and threaten me in my face. This is the entity that's doing that in that environment. This is the entity that is going to be losing custody of their minor children, that is going to be deported out of this country. This is a threat to American citizens who are suffering in silence. They don't have anybody to report it to. And but for the evidence that I have a body of it, a repository of it, you would never even understand what it is that I'm describing. That serves the purposes of psychopaths who are white women, Asian women, Latina women, old and young women, engaging in what is gang stalking while they are exhibiting that bloodthirsty, cold-blooded, maniacal, psychopathic disorder. Because that's what's behind smiling and giggling and waving high while you're gang stalking, because that's what they're doing, and they're intentionally doing it in this environment with the population sharing in it. Under the fake moon, this is where the fake sun rises. This is why Mike Lawrence is going to prison. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, by the way, sorry, I'm trying to bone my gloves on. That is it. Let me show you this engineer light on the floor again. They're all waving high, they're monitoring. It's not caused by normal light, okay? Each light bulb doesn't create a multiple shadow. It's 10:57 p.m. This is P.O.C.